everyone, Amanda here. Welcome back to my book nook. So today we're going to be talking about American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This is also currently a TV series on Starz. I've not seen it. I can't do any comparisons as to how accurate it is to the book, but I do know that it exists. Also, I've read this book before, a few years ago, but I had read the abridged version. The one that I read this time is the unabridged version. It has a little bit more information in it, a little bit more details that Gaiman put in. I don't remember a lot about the first version, so I can't also do a lot of talk about, oh, this was something that he added. But honestly, I do know that there wasn't an incredible amount of detail added in, just some extra little things that he thought were really good to put into it. So the review can pretty much work, I would say, for both versions of the book. So, brief summary. You have Shadow. He's your main character, and he has just been released from prison. He went in there for doing something for his wife, and he is very excited to get home. He's going to see his wife Laura. He is going to see his best friend Robbie. His best friend also has gotten him a job at the business that he owns. But he gets home and both Laura and Robbie have died in a car accident. And so that means the two people that he was looking forward to seeing and the job all just evaporated. He then finds out at Laura's wake and funeral from Robbie's wife that they died in the car accident while having an affair. So Shadow is a little lost to say, not quite sure what to be doing, and he runs into this person named Mr. Wednesday. And Mr. Wednesday offers him a job, helping him doing some deliveries, just basic run-of-the-mill assistant type jobs. And Shadow's like, I have nothing else to do, so sure. During this work that Shadow's doing, he finds out that Mr. Wednesday is an old god, and there is currently a war going on in America between the old gods such as North African, Egyptian, Celtic, indigenous American gods, and new gods such as technology, television, the internet, things that people nowadays worship and praise. And Shadow's kind of helping out the old gods, because that's who Mr. Wednesday is one of. He gets captured because of a coin that a leprechaun had given him, because in addition to old gods, you also have things like jinn and ifrits and such on the side of the old gods as well, because they're all kind of tied in together. He had managed to kind of zombify his wife Laura, and she is not going to stand for people trying to hurt her puppy. So she killed the new god people who were trying to go after Shadow, but to help try to protect Shadow, Mr. Wednesday puts him in this small little town. And he'll pull him out every now and then to go and do things, but mostly he is just going to stay there. And it's for a very small town, it's very busy, it has great types of things. The weird thing is, just once a year they have a kid that goes missing. So ultimately, the massive battle between the new gods and old gods takes place. Shadow helps kind of decide the ending that's going to happen with this battle. Returns to the small little town that he was at and figures out what was going on with these disappearing kids. And that is a very brief summary of the majority of what's going on. In addition to the main part of the story, there's also these interlude chapters, some of which are dealing with some of the old gods and their allies in America, and some of them are talking about how they were brought over to America by people who ended up in America. I really like Neil Gaiman's work. I've enjoyed reading any other things of his that I've read. I think it's a really good story. Were there possibly some parts that dragged on a little? Maybe. But it's not to a point in which it's going to bog you down. But I mean, It's a 750 page book, and people typically will stay with books of those length. There's probably something that could be cut out, but I think, honestly, there's not really a lot of extraneous fluff or anything in it. Overall, I give it a good 8 out of 10. Only reason I don't give it the full 9 out of 10 is, like I said, there's some points that I'm like, well, this is dragging a little bit. But all in all, I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I do highly recommend you read this and other works of his. It's really, he's a good storyteller. He's a very good storyteller, and like I said, I know that this is done at least one season. I think they're working on the second season of the Star Show. So, thank you. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you ring the bell so you don't miss any of the videos that I put up. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.